Hey guys, and welcome back to more 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. Now, we finished our 8-hour stream. It was absolutely insane. This is actually the stream Let's Play that you see in the background. But we played, I think for the first 3 hours or so, we just completely went through the creative menu, did a lot of nonsense. Now, we did play the first, I don't know, 30 minutes or 25 minutes of the game properly before we started going to creative menu, and we did actually play all the quests and everything, finish up to the trader to see what changed, and if there's any differences. And I will post that video later as well. So, but in this video, we actually took a break then in the stream to look at the perk system. We went through every single perk tree and tried to figure out what they do for you now and how they work. So it's not very linear in the sense that it's like, oh, this does that, this does that. We actually tried to figure it out ourselves, but it became very clear then. And we went through every single one. So you should get a good idea of what they're all for. And you can actually specialize now pretty much in a perk tree if you want to, without spending a lot of points somewhere else, if you can. So we, in this Let's Play on the stream, we're actually working on an Intellect build, which seems to be working pretty nicely so far. But anyway, enough waffle, so let's get to it. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the video where we're gonna look at the different perks in all the different perk trees. Anyway, let's get going. So now we have complete freedom to look at everything we need to look at. So let's have a look at the perk tree. So perception. We have the perception again, which is now, okay, what is that? Oblivious, unaware, unobservant. Oh, we can see it there. Oblivious, you're pretty oblivious in the perception department. Deal 200% headshot damage and have a 5% chance to dismember with sniper rifle explosives. If we become unaware, you're still unaware to most things, but you deal 210 damage. All right, so by default, it's 200% damage to the foreface. That is nice. So that keeps going up, and then we get rifles, sniper rifle bonuses, explosives and spears, sniper rifles. Oh, we're gonna have to try out the spear. And I assume, yeah, it goes up to 300% and 50% chance to dismember with explosives or spear. Then we have the combat perk, general perception perk, and the scavenging perk under perception. Deadeye, potshot, rifleman, marksman, sharpshooter, or deadeye. Okay, so in general, this tree here increases 10% more damage with rifles. Okay, it's more rifle damage, and reload is faster. And then aim 20% faster, deal 20% more damage, and hit larger rocks. Okay, you're a rifleman, you can hit a large rock at 30 yards. So the distance increases. That is interesting. Sharpshooter deals 40% more damage, aim 45% faster, reload 25% faster, and use 20% less stamina while aiming a rifle. Successive kills increase damage bonus by 20-30% to a maximum of 40. That is cool. I like that. And then the final is Deadeye. We're not going to go through all of them. I just want to look at some of them. So I really like how they've mixed it up, that you get multiple bonus to different things. Javelin Master. Yeah, there you go. The highest one gives you... It wasn't the apocalypse, you could be in the Olympics. You can craft great quality spears. Spears do 50% more damage. That is nice. Lockpicking, general perception. Lockpicking is now a thing. Nice. You're just getting the hang of this, but someday you're going to be somebody. You can craft lockpicks, pick locks 10% faster, and have a 5% lower chance to break the lockpicks. Okay, so you can break lockpicks now as well. The Infiltrator, Animal Tracker? Animal Tracker? The ultimate tracker, senses are unparalleled and can detect very distant wildlife. When sneaking, animals show on your compass up to 90 meters. Nice. The Penetrator. This is a PG-rated stream, dude. Really, Penetrator? Oh, it's not what I thought it was. Okay. Ignore 25% of armor with firearms. I thought it was like, you meet the zombie nurse, you get along, you have a very interesting dinner, one thing leads to another, and all of a sudden you're infectinated. Lucky Looter. Lucky Looter, you're on a roll and the dice are loaded. Add 75 to loot bonus. Looting is 80% faster. Nice. Okay, so I like the perception tree. I don't think any of this feels like I must have it right now, which is good. But Javelin is definitely something we will be looking at. So we're going to continue looking at the perk tree. There's a lot of interesting questions already popping up on the stream, like, certain weapons, the distances, and how these perk trees are now divided. So it seems that perception is focusing all on rifles and javelins, as we can see here. And somebody just wrote as well, we're gonna double check that, of course, so that each attribute is like a class now. Perception is marksman's rifle, hunting rifle, explosives, javelins and rocket launcher. Strength is clubs, sledgehammers and shotguns. Fortitude is knuckles, AK-47 and M60s. And agility, bows, bladed weapons, pistols, magnums and SMGs. And intellect is traps, junk turrets and stun baton. The baton. You cannot mess with the baton. So we're gonna check this all out, of course. Yeah, but so it looks so far. Yeah, perception definitely focused javelin, demolition, and it is definitely focusing on a lot of that stuff like demolition, which is nice, and javelin master, of course, and the rifle as we saw here. Now with strength, we can see straight away boomstick. It's shotgun. So we have you ascended to the legendary status of shotgun messiah, as you are the last thing they see before meeting their maker. I love it. It's really nice. The boomstick. Pummel Pete, obviously very melee heavy. Pummel Pete, once you knock the zombies down, was a club. So again, very, very good. Skull Crusher, sledgehammer specialization. So there you go. If anyone pisses you off, you have the means to crush their skull. Craft grade quality sledgehammer. Deal 50% more damage. Power attacks do 200% more damage to stun enemies and have 100% chance. So none of this seems to take into consideration the stamina cost. It would be nice to see that as you level up things like this, that your stamina usage may get a little bit lower because you get better at it, you know. So, but overall, so far we tried the stone sledgehammer, we didn't really have any stamina issues because I think stamina refreshes a lot faster now. Of course, we have general strength perks, which is the Sexy Saurus, Pack Mule, and Master Chef. Under strength, cooking. Okay, that's interesting. Specialized unleashing relentless assaults of blows. So as a caged gladiator, you have risen to the highest athletic prowess possible. Reduce melee and tool stamina usage by 24%. So it actually reduces the melee use. So Sexy Saurus is obviously going hand in hand then with a nice sledgehammer build, because that is something I want to try. From the patch notes, I was really interested in the whole knocking out teeth of zombies and sledgehammers and Sexy Saurus. I think this is definitely a build I would like to pursue, like, you know, in a Let's Play, to try it out, you know. And it's a pity we don't have a potion or something to reset all the perk points, so that if you tried it out, you have to restart the game. You can't just say, hey, okay, I'm gonna reset all my perk points and start anew. Pack Mule, disorganized bag lady, carry an additional 3 more items without being encumbered. You know exactly where everything is, carry 4 additional items up to the strongman, carry 4 more items without being encumbered, which is 4 more items than this. Okay, so that's 8, 12, and that's 3, that's 15. So we get, with this, another 3, so 18. We get 18 more slots in total for all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is all of them. There you go. If you have maximum pack mule, 18 slots get unlocked, which is this one here. So very good. I like it. Get an extra 3 first, then another 3, and then you get 4 every time, every other time you increase. There you go. That's that. And then we have, of course, the construction perks, which is minus 69er, tool nipper. I don't know why I read nips there. Minus 69. You are the legendary miner, 69er, and can find the juicy center of any rock faster than a horny bullfrog. Yeah. That is definitely what I would compare to. Craft great quality tools, increasing damage by 50% and block damage by 150. Okay, this is an interesting. Mother load. Harvest more resources and bring home the mother load. So mother load, mining is second nature to you, and you find the mother load everywhere you go. Harvest 100% more from ore, stone, terrain blocks, and trees. And it goes from 80%, 60%, so basically 20% per level, which is not bad. It's really, really good. I like it. So, but again, it seems that you don't need it to have a good time. I mean, we hit rocks, because every hit we got a stone. So I didn't feel like straight away from the beginning, I was like, oh, I have to hit so many boulders. It actually felt pretty okay right now, even straight from the start. The general strength attribute, which we completely overlooked, very well spotted, thank you guys, increases headshot damage by 200%. With melee weapons, I would assume. You want to be a bully, but no one wants to lift those heavy-ass weights. Deal 200% headshot damage and have 5% greater chance to dismember with shotguns, clubs, and sledgehammer. So there you go. Perception is sniper rifles, explosives, and spears. Strength is shotguns, clubs, and sledgehammers. So it's basically the same logic. It's 300, its headshot damage is increased, and 50% greater chance to dismember. So it is literally identical to this, except that it's applying to different weapons and tools. Okay, let's have a look at Fortitude next. Fortitude overall seems to be focusing on fists and automatic weapons. Automatic weapons, I'm assuming, means AK, like you said earlier, the M60, possibly. SMG is an automatic weapon, is it not? So we'll see. We have a look and see if we can find the exact weapons in a second. So it's exactly the same principle again, same as strength and perception, except it applies to different types of tools and weapons. So it's fists and automatic weapons. We have the combat perk, which is the brawler. The brawler, it's knuckle weapons. Okay, so there you go. Instead of a club, you have the knuckle weapons. So Fortitude is like all fisticuffs. And then the machine gunner is all about the assault rifles. It doesn't mention the exact types of weapons. It just says machine gunner, fire rate, faster fire rate, reload. So there is a difference between rifles and assault rifles. So the rifles are the sniper rifles, I would assume, or the one-shot bolt rifle. And then you have the assault rifles, which is like AK-47, M60, SMG though as well, is it not? Heavy armor. So here we go. So Fortitude is all about armor and stability and, you know, being chunky. The Huntsman is your true mountain man and let nothing waste to harvest more resources from animals. Okay, so bladed weapons with bladed weapons and so on. Very good. And then we have pain tolerance, reduced HP. So Fortitude is your tank spec, I would say, nearly. You know, and then you have Iron Good. Iron Good. You have an Iron Good and could probably eat glass and survive. And you guys said I can't eat glass in this game. Really? If I'm gonna get 5 Iron Good and I'm gonna die of eating glass, then there will be a complaint to the fun pimps, okay? Because it says you could probably eat glass, so this is something we're gonna have to do, okay? Hold your breath for, oh, you can hold your breath longer. Chance of food poisoning and dysentery reduced by 5%. Both from consumables last 50% longer. I like it. Rule 1, cardio. Rule 2, double tap. Increase stamina regen by 30% when sprinting. Okay, this is nice. So this is really good. I like this. This is a very good Fortitude tree. Very nice. Living off the land as well to do with harvesting. I suppose you have to put farming under something. They could have just put it separately, maybe under a book just, I don't know. But Fortitude, farming, I suppose. They had to make a decision for that. So let's have a look at agility. And agility, again, is the same exact thing as Fortitude and strength before was the main benefits, except that headshot damage now is for bows, handguns, and knives. So agility build, very, very intriguing to me. Handguns and knives. I do like the knives. I do like the slashy slash with the knives in these games. So we might actually do an agility build. So somebody was just saying that it seems more that these guys are more like classes now, you know, so that because you do need to unlock other perks in here, you do need to spend points in the main perk tree. It kind of makes sense, you know, I mean, if you want to get really high as a swordsman, you should invest in agility, but at the same time, if you're only interested in getting maybe the first 2 levels of everything, then just put 3 points in agility and then start going into your strength build, yeah? So I can see different sets of builds where somebody says, okay, I'm gonna go 3 points into strength, unlock everything, and put the rest into fortitude. Maybe I'm going agility and then the rest into perception, yeah? So I think we're gonna see some interesting specs and builds, and I don't think that is something that we have seen before too much, where people focused on specs and builds. Yeah. Now this seems to be potentially gonna be a thing where people say, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this type of build, it helps me a lot, this type of spec, it helps me a lot with the way I play. It's gonna be interesting to see what people come up with. Anyway, for agility we have archery, which makes sense because it's bows, and you basically end up dealing more damage and drawing faster aim, which makes sense, and draw and reload speed as well. Gunslinger is the same with the pistol. Now somebody mentioned the reason the SMG is potentially under agility is because maybe 9mm bullets, I don't know, but it's considered more of a pistol than a rifle, so you're not having an SMG considered under the tree that was applying to automatic rifles. So SMG, I think, is going to be under this. So then you have run and gun, the athletics perk for agility, which is the run and gun where you basically hip fire accuracy is improved, which makes sense, which is good. Light weapons, you have mastered the flurry of blows, all melee attack speeds are increased by 25, and then obviously increments of 5%. And then light armor, which makes sense, it's agility, it's all about speed, so the highest armor you're going to get is probably leather, is it? Light armor will probably be leather. And then parkour, which is my favorite, where you can distance by 5 meters, can jump 2 meters higher and never get a broken leg. I love that. I mean, That's a very, very appealing class, to be honest. And hidden strikes and from the shadows. I think we're gonna do this. If I do a let's play, the first thing I'm gonna do on the let's play is probably agility build. I was kind of going with a sledgehammer build and knocking out teeth and brute force, but I think I'm very tempted by the whole knifey knife and stabby stab. Let's continue with the last one in the series, which is Intellect. And Intellect in itself does do the same as the other ones, except it applies to stun batons and junk turrets. Now, my first reaction was like, no guns? So what? If you want to be smart, you don't know how to use a gun, I would say it's the opposite. I would be the best sharpshooter in the planet if I have a high intellect, yeah? But junk turrets apparently are like guns. There are things we're going to try out later. So this is all about the perks in the moment and the perk trees. And then we're going to play around with toys. Okay, we're going to do that next. We're going to look at all the mods and we're going to look at all the toys. So we're going to spawn all that stuff in. We're going to have some fun with that and spawn in some zombies. We want to look at the exploding zombies as well. So we have the combat perks. We have the under intellect combat perks, influence perks, and craftsmanship. So overall, it improves the stun batons and the junk turrets. Dismemberment, headshot, strengths, same all around. Very good. Combat perk. Electrocutioner. Low voltage to electrocutioner. You are the last thing they see coming and are now an executioner with stun batons. Craft great quality stun batons and deal 50% more damage and stun the victims 100% longer with stun batons. They should have had another time the word stun baton in there, otherwise it wouldn't have come across as cereal, okay? And then you have the tourist, I read it as tourist syndrome. Yeah, you have to kill tourists. Turret syndrome. Oh, this is unlocked. What is that? Intellect level 6, but why is it gray? Oh, because you need for the very first level, you already need Intellect 6. That is interesting. Okay, you have some crazy innovative ideas, but your implementation could use some work. Craft faulty quality turrets. So this is not the junk turrets. This is just turrets, I would assume. The main turrets, the proper turrets. Because otherwise, you have to wait until X level before you have enough points to unlock your only means of defending yourself. Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see a pure intellect build and to see how it fares. We're gonna have to do these videos, you know, to do pure intellect builds, pure agility builds, and see how we can survive. Robotic expert. You're now a top expert in robotics. Craft great quality turrets. 2 deployed turrets can be active at once, and you reload turrets 20% faster. Okay, I get it. I like it. Influencer perk, better barter. Okay, that's of course. We have higher intellect, and we're gonna say, no, you're getting a great deal. I will give you my underpants I wore for 17 weeks, and you will give me that turret. That is a great deal for you. Wheeler dealer, salesman, corporate marketing CEO. Yes, you will like these loot boxes because they're surprise mechanics. That they are not loot boxes. Get a 30% better deal buying and selling with traders. Yes, I like it. The daring adventurer. Daring adventure. You have the daring adventure, get the best reward for your services. You can now choose 2 quest rewards. Okay, that's the same as always. That's nice. And charismatic nature. Oh, physician starts at a higher level of intellect. Intellect 4. Healing items heal 10% more health and heal over time 20% faster. Gain 20% more XP using bandages. Oh, that's nice. I like it. Advanced engineering, blacksmith. You're now a blacksmith. So you are able to forge tools and metal objects, craft forges and anvils. So that means if we want to make a forge, do we need to be forced to go into intellect? And I would say at first glance, yes, but I believe, and we're going to look at this later, or for YouTube, probably in a separate video, that there is books for pretty much anything and everything now, and you could potentially learn how to make a forge from a book, so you're not forced to spend points in intellect, which would make sense. Grease monkey, the same, again, bicycle. You see, this is the type of thing where in Alpha 17 you were forced to spend points. You kind of go, oh, okay, but I don't want to spend points in intellect, but now I'm forced to. Oh, I have to go and spend 7 points, 10 points in intellect if I want to have avionic wizard. If I want to have the gyrocopter, we're going to play with that in a little while as well. And then, yeah, science, which of course is the scholar, the professional, the unlocking basically the chemistry table. I think the chemi table, is it? Steroids, military fiber. Oh no, craft first aid kit, steroids, military fiber. Okay, fair enough. And then the scholar, chemistry stations. Yeah, so this is all about the chemi station. Very good. Okay, and advanced engineering is all about, excuse me, the workbenches. Yes, electrician. Okay, defense. Okay, inventor is turrets, augers. Okay, very good. Nail guns and advanced engineering then for the electric electrical traps. Very good. And that was all the perks. So for the YouTube side, this video will probably end here. We covered all the perks. This here is not really a perk tree. This is just your books. Again, if you look at the patch notes, they go through them. And the idea is that you find them, and if you find the whole set of books, you unlock the final bonus, which gives you a perk, okay? Which gives you something extra. Like the Art of Mining, you can find that completely independent to spending any points, and you have a 20% chance to one-shot any ore, which is awesome. So that's great. And I'm assuming one-shot means it's not just gone poof, but you actually get all the resources, because otherwise that would be just such a joke. That would be too funny. Monty Python style of humor. Anyway, so if you have any questions, let them know in the comments below, and we're gonna leave this episode on perks probably right here.